Dobry den, and welcome to this Eurovision reaction and review. So today, Russia, the country that we weren't really sure whether or not they'd actually end up entering, have released their entrant. Yuliya Samoylova has been announced as the Russian participant with the song Flame is Burning. Now, Yuliya is the second participant in Eurovision to be in a wheelchair at the time of competing. First one, the Polish entry 2 years ago. So I wonder what Flame is Burning is, and let's have a look at what Russia are doing this year for Eurovision. Yuliya knows how to work the camera. In my point of view, from what I've seen, I feel like anything I say could be construed as, hey, this is part of her condition, because I feel like her vocals are weak, but I don't know what exactly is affecting or influencing her ability to perform vocally. And you know what? To be very, very honest, it could be the same thing that has bound her to a wheelchair. This wasn't the case with Monica in 2015, but it could be the case with Yuliya, so I just don't want to say anything that sounds like I'm attacking her because of that. Look, before I go into this song, when I get to my review, I want to say that judging her ability compared to someone who is not in a wheelchair is going to be an extremely difficult position to put myself in. I'm not going to say that, oh, I have a friend in a wheelchair, even though she's, one of my closest friends, and I'm not going to say that means that I have the right to criticize all people in a wheelchair, because that would be dumb. But I'm going to use the clause that some people used when it came to Finland 2 years ago. This is a song competition. I'm going to judge based on the song, the visual presentation, and the vocals that were performed. And I feel like Russia, out of most of the countries in Eurovision, would know how to mask someone whose voice isn't particularly capable of hitting all these amazing notes. I don't know what Russia's going to do in terms of a Eurovision performance. I think we just saw a television performance of that one. So basically, what I want to say is that any criticism I make, I could potentially embark upon dangerous territory. But this is a song competition, and I'm going to judge based on the song, not based on the fact that Yuliya, who is probably an extremely lovely person, and I just want to say that I am very happy that Russia are taking Celebrate Diversity and running with it. But the song is not amazing. And if people look at this from a pure technical point of view of, oh, her vocals weren't amazing, then this one is probably not going to get voted as highly as it could. But I do feel like there might be a little bit more at play than just, oh, can she sing? But then again, I don't really know what the Eurovision voter is going to think of this song. I don't really know what the Russian delegation are going to do on stage. I can get a vague idea from this video, and that's what I'm just going to do. So basically, Russia, you've made it very hard to criticize you this year. And I'm not going to go out of my way to say mean things, but I am going to address some things that may look like attacks on Yuliya, but I would say to anyone who sung this song. Whoa, okay, I haven't said this enough, but I really enjoy what's going on in the background in this specific video. I am aware that I'm going to say something in my disadvantages that people are going to disagree with. If you would like to have this conversation, please feel free to continue watching, but I'm going to try to present it in a way that would actually make sense to say at Eurovision, rather than just straight out saying, oh, it's such a shame that this doesn't exactly, yeah. Okay, basically, that's it. That's all I really want to say. I don't exactly want to commit this to an advantage or a disadvantage, but quite noticeably this song has grown on me from my first listen. But that's because it's one of those kinds of Russian songs that you'll probably hear this in Russian charts, Russian releases, but you would hear this in Russian rather than English. I just want to say that. I couldn't exactly think of that in terms of where that sits in Eurovision, but Yuliya's song celebrates, well, Russian ability to carry on despite adversity and Russian ability to have its own genres, because I can't remember what song this reminds me of, but it vaguely reminds me of a song that I've heard that was in either Russian or Ukrainian. I'm not quite sure, because I know that the artist who sang it has sung in both. The vocals, in my opinion, they're very decent. I could potentially say that there is a faint bit of a Russian accent there, but I'm not quite sure if it's a Russian accent or if it's just an accent in general, in kind of a slur-ish kind of way. But you know what? It's all well and good. It kind of adds to the diversity. The story here is extremely important. I feel like Yuliya has a message to send to Europe. The flame is burning bright. The flame within you is burning. No matter what is going on, you can find a way to make it through. At least I feel like that's what the message is. I could have got it a bit wrong there. The background, it's kind of really cool how this background works. It goes predominantly white and then predominantly more a flamey colour as the song goes along. And as you know, I am quite the fan of ironic lighting colours and ironic backgrounds. I feel like I want to put this not as an advantage, but not as a disadvantage either, but I just want to say that Yuliya, you did a really good job at this performance, and I feel like that is going to particularly show that Eurovision, you can do it. No matter where you get on that scoreboard, Yuliya, you get onto that stage, you belt it out to the best of your ability, and people will pay attention. On to my disadvantages. This song in itself is not a great song. I just want to say that in 2015, when we had Finland, that song wasn't a great song and it came last in its semi-final. When we had Poland, 2015, the song wasn't amazing, the vocals were pretty good though, and she still came like on the right hand side of the scoreboard. So just because Yuliya is in her wheelchair doesn't mean that she's necessarily going to be put outside of what is seemingly appropriate for her song. But it still could be seen as a bit of a voting ploy. And I have noticed that in both of those examples that I just listed, Poland and Finland were notably higher in the amount of points that they scored in the televote than in the jury vote. I don't know how to say this, but I feel like if Yuliya's vocals are not seen at a good enough standard level, then she could get voted down by the juries. But I feel like the televote is going to possibly give her around the amount of points that she deserves. Whether or not that is a high or low amount, I'm not really sure with this song. But I just feel like the juries, if they don't think that her vocals are up to the level, they are going to mark her vocals appropriately. Okay. Look. Oh shit. I did not change that. If you have an opinion on the Russians, please feel free to tweet it to @WeAreEurovision or leave it in the comments below. Keep in mind, anything about the wheelchair that is negative, or anything about Yuliya that says, because she is in a wheelchair, she should not go to Eurovision, please just don't bother commenting. Anything about the potential political tension between Russia and Ukraine, especially because supposedly Yuliya has visited Crimea from the Russian side, etc., etc., please just don't comment that either. I want something that is based around Flame is Burning. As for the scores that I gave it, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and 7 out of 10. That leaves Russia with a score of 7 out of 10, which I feel like is an accurate reflection of this song's construction, of the song itself. This is not meant to be an indicator of my opinion on Yuliya. There, said it. That's about as level-headed as I can say it. So anyway, good luck Russia, and do pobacenia.